Hi, guys. I am back here to walk you guys through our critical thinking. Yeah, so I'm back here to walk you through the critical thinking. So, as you already know, you will go to classroom.google.com, and when you enter, based on the class that you have, you will see the courses, the classes. So I'm just going to use this as a student just to show you guys. So here you see the class, the STEAM Basic Exchange, and then go to classwork. I hope you guys are doing great. I know when we met this Saturday, it was a little bit of confusion. So I want to do this just to somehow walk you guys through how we hope you guys can get this and make it work. So when you come here, you go to classwork and click on critical thinking. Just so you know, this is an assignment. So um, I'm recording this so I can walk you through it. Okay. So critical thinking. So click on this and then click on view assignment. Is due March 26th, which is this coming Friday. So click on the slide and need to open, and you will see critical thinking. So the purpose for this class is to allow you and also empower you to think beyond the box. Okay, think different ways that you can solve issues. Okay, different ways that you can solve issues. You can find answers and help you to not be biased or be emotional about your decisions. Okay, so that's basically it. And before I start, I want to start with this quote from Albert Einstein, one of the greatest ever lived physicists that ever lived. He says that the important thing is not to stop questioning. Critical thinking, it's all about curiosity. It's all about questioning, okay? So he said the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So we have to always ask questions, seek different ways and means to solve a solution, okay? So that's the purpose of it. So let's go to our next slide. What is critical thinking? So critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying. I want you to just focus on the keywords, okay? Conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and or evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. In its explanatory form, it is based on universal intellectual values that transcend subject matter, division, clarity, accuracy, precision, consistency, relevancy, sound, evidence, good reason, depth, breadth, and fairness. This is from the criticalthinking.org. Okay. So just let you know that critical thinking comes with, it's like too many things has to be in factor to get to your destination. Okay. That's where I can I can say. So as we go through this slide, you will understand. So before anything, I hope you have your homework or your assignment open, because as we are doing this, there will be times that you have to pause the video and then go to your work, your assignment, and go and work on it. Okay. So if you have to pause, I will let you know, and then stay with me. Okay. Stay with me. If something doesn't make sense, text me or text us or put a message or a comment, and then I will reply, or you can email me. But I just want you to open your own slide. Okay, great. So let's go to our next slide. So this is a video that will help explain what critical thinking is, in case what I said did not make sense. Okay, so let me click on the video and let it play.
You've probably heard it used often throughout the years, whether it was in school. That gets thrown around a lot. You've probably heard it used often throughout the years, whether it was in school, at work, or in everyday conversation. But when you stop to think about it, just what exactly is critical thinking? And how do you do it? Simply put, it's the act of deliberately analyzing information so that you can make better judgments and decisions. It involves using things like logic, reasoning, and creativity to draw conclusions and generally understand things better. This may sound like a pretty broad definition, and that's because critical thinking is a broad skill that can be applied to so many different situations. You can use it to prepare for a job interview, manage your time better, make decisions about purchasing things, and so much more. Now, as humans, we are constantly thinking. It's something we can't turn off. But not all of it is critical thinking. No one thinks critically 100% of the time. That would be pretty exhausting. Instead, it's an intentional process, something that we consciously use when we're presented with difficult problems or important decisions. In order to become a better critical thinker, it's important to ask questions when you're presented with a problem or a decision before jumping to any conclusions. You can start with simple ones like, what do I currently know? And how do I know this? These can help to give you a better idea of what you're working with and, in some cases, simplify more complex issues. Let's take a look at how we can use critical thinking to evaluate online information. Say a friend of yours posts a news article on social media and you're drawn to its headline. If you were to use your everyday automatic thinking, you might accept it as fact and move on. But if you were thinking critically, you would first analyze the available information and ask some questions. What's the source of this article? Is the headline potentially misleading? What are my friend's general beliefs, and do they inform why they might have shared this? After analyzing all of this information, you can draw a conclusion about whether you think the article is trustworthy. Critical thinking has a wide range of applications in the real world. It can help you to make better decisions, become more hireable, and generally help you to better understand the world around you.
Thank you. Awesome. So I hope this makes sense. What I love about the video is the fact that when he saw the article and we see a lot of news, we hear a lot of news, we hear a lot of images, people are making generalized comments, conversations and stuff. And he's like, wait a minute. This person said that cats are better than dogs. Let me find out where the source is. And then the source came from only cat owners. So even the people that are saying cats are better than dogs, they don't even have a dog. So how can they even be the right one to make that general conclusion? Does it make sense? So sometimes are they being biased and all those stuff? Where is the source? So when you hear something, ask yourself, where is this thing coming from? Does the people that are saying it, do they have an interest, some kind of stake or whatever in that situation that will benefit them or not benefit them, or are they just being genuine? Okay, so when you hear something, don't just let your blood boil or be angry or sad or happy, but find out about it. It's like, okay, what this person is saying, what are they hoping to gain out of it? That's another is somehow that you can use your critical thinking skills. Okay, now let's watch this video, an example.
Here's a brain teaser. A rooster is on the roof of a barn facing east. The wind is blowing to the west at 10 miles per hour. The rooster lays an egg. Which direction does the egg roll? If you want, you can pause the video and think it over. The answer? There is no egg. The rooster didn't lay one because roosters are male. Did you get it right? Let's pick this apart and see why many people have difficulty with this brain teaser and so many others. First, it's easy to overlook details or accept them without questioning. In this brain teaser, the answer could be found in the second word, rooster. In hindsight, we realize it's impossible for roosters to lay eggs, but it's easy to overlook when it's mentioned casually in the brain teaser. Another process at work in this brain teaser is misdirection. There were several details included that we may have paid too much attention to. The fact that the rooster was facing east and that the wind was blowing west at 10 miles per hour. In the end, these details had nothing to do with the actual answer, but because they seemed important in the context of the brain teaser, they directed us away from the relevant information. The same techniques used to solve brain teasers can also be applied to real-world situations. When you're trying to figure something out, it's important to analyze the information that's available to you. Are there any key details I may be missing? Am I being misled by something? Could I be thinking about this in another way? Brain teasers not only help to keep your mind sharp, but they can help improve your critical thinking skills as well. Let's finish things off with another brain teaser. You have a single match and are in a dark room with a candle, an oil lamp, and a gas stove. Which do you light first? The answer, the match.
Did you see that? Did you see that? The last one was the funny one, I guess, to me. It's like, why will you not light up the match first, the matches or whatever it is first? But it's like, if you don't light that one first, how can you light up even the gas stove or the candle? Doesn't make sense because you need to light. So sometimes when somebody asks you something, pause, ask yourself, what are they trying to get out of me? Okay. And then help yourself answer the question correctly. Because when you are hasty and you are not thinking critically about the question they're asking you, you always tend to miss the mark or fail in responding the right way. Okay. So I love it. It was like, okay, wow. So anyway, there's another example of critical thinking. Okay, I love this.
The year is 1968. We're at the Olympic Games in Mexico City. Dick Fosbury has just made a record-breaking high jump, winning the gold medal and completely changing how future athletes approach the high jump. But let's rewind and see how critical thinking played a part in getting Fosbury here. For years, high jumpers used a variety of techniques, all of which allowed for the jumper to land on their feet after clearing the bar. Athletes assumed that these were the most optimal methods. But in high school, Fosbury tried them and found himself getting below average results. So he asked himself, how else could I jump over this bar? Instead of accepting the norm, he began experimenting and came up with a new and different jumping method. He would jump and rotate in the air so that he went over the bar head first on his back. At the time, he was laughed at and criticized for this new method. It looked pretty silly and was so different from the typical methods. But it worked due to some unexpected benefits. It lowered Fosbury's center of gravity, actually placing it below the bar even though he himself was jumping over it. This allowed him to use less energy while increasing his height. And by leaping backwards, he was reducing his chances of knocking the bar off with his arms and legs. Using this technique, Fosbury was jumping higher than anyone else on his high school track team. He continued to hone this method in college and moved on to qualify for the Olympics. And so here we are, back in 1968, with Fosbury winning the Olympic gold medal. He took a problem, not being able to jump particularly high, and used critical thinking to come up with a solution, a new way of jumping that greatly improved his results. To this day, almost every high jumper uses this method, now known as the Fosbury fly. And so it just goes to show how critical thinking can both raise the bar and change the game.
See how amazing that is? So what I love when you begin to think critically, you find yourself coming up with solutions that will change the trajectory of your life, of your community, of your nation, and even the world. Mind you, when he started off bringing this new idea, he was made fun of. Sometimes when you think of a solution, when you bring something out, when you're thinking about a better answer and stuff, people might not always welcome it. But that does not mean that you give up. If you believe in it, keep pushing. If you think that this is going to help, find different ways to present your case and all this stuff, but don't give up, because you never know that the idea that you have might be a game changer, might be something that will bring a major breakthrough or solution to your community, to your nation. So never, so whatever he came out with, people were laughing at him at first, but when he kept on and kept on moving, now today everybody's using that even the technique is named after him. So if he has said, you know what, I don't know how to do a high jump, I'm done with it. He would have not been, he would not have not made this kind of history. Does it make sense? He looked at the problem and he was like, oh my God, I really love this sport. I really, really want to do this thing. But it's like every time I try, maybe my legs are too long. I'm always feeling at this thing. What can I do outside the norm that I can be qualified or I can do this thing better? So most of the time, when something is not going right, it doesn't mean that you have failed. Okay, when something is not going right, it does not mean that a whatever it is the absolute or is the final. Ask yourself all the questions that you could be possibly asking yourself, and then above all, try to find answers to those questions that comes in your mind. Okay? Okay. And now I have this question for you. What sports do you like to play and why? This is going to be a long, I don't want to say. So when you click on type here, you will click over here and then you type your answer. Okay. So pause the video and go and write the sport that you like and why. Why do you like playing this sport? What is I don't know, anything that attracts you, make you enjoy the sport? Write it down here. Okay, type it out here. Okay, so great. So pause it and then come back. So now that you are back, let's go to the next slide. Critical thinking in life. There are so many areas, so many different times that you can apply critical thinking. Okay, in your personal life, in your professional life, in your academic life, in your spiritual life, personal life. Okay, what constitute a healthy diet? Let's say you want to look good or you want to lose weight and all those stuff. Critical thinking comes in when it's like, okay, is there a way that I can change my diet or exercise or do something to help me? Then you're trying to find different, like, what does it take to attain that goal? Okay, so critical thinking comes in all those issues. Sometimes like, okay, I have to make it at the office or at school at 8 a.m. How do I get there on time? You ask yourself that question and then you plan out. Do I have to wake up at let's say 4 p.m.? I no 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 6 a.m. What time do I have to wake up to make sure I get there on time? And what are the type of transportation or what is the me that I need to make it there? Okay, so critical thinking in our everyday personal life, it comes to play all the time. Even the food that you want to eat, it can be a critical situation that you'll be thinking about how do you even prepare the food. Okay, and your professional life, when as you get older and as you grow, there will be so many decisions that you will have to make. And even in the office, when you are creating amazing projects and stuff, you are gonna have that opportunity to really research and find different ways of getting to the answer. Our academic life, whilst you are in school, it's like, what are the main points to this text? When you are reading a book, when you are reading a book or you are reading a textbook or something, a story, or you are reading a question, okay, ask yourself, What is the main point? Why is this character in this story? Why is this person here? What is going on? Ask yourself this question. What is the author, the person that wrote the book or the text? What are they trying to tell me? What am I supposed to find out of that? Okay. And then your spiritual life. How do these teachings apply to my life? Are there contradictions in what is being said? I know I keep saying that we Africans, or like some of us, based on our upbringing, we are not allowed to question the adults. We're not allowed to even question pastors and our leaders, the imam and all those stuff, because in our mind they are always right. Nothing wrong with that. But you, as an individual, you have the right to question what the scripture is saying, what the Quran is saying, whatever that is you are reading, whatever your religious beliefs are. As you are reading, think deeper, ask questions about this stuff, and then compare them. How can even these things help me apply my life? How can they apply to my everyday life and all those stuff? So critical thinking comes in different areas of our life. As long as we are able to dive deep and ask questions and then seek answers for those questions. Don't just ask questions and then let it be there. No, when you ask the question, find ways to bring answers to the question. Remember the STEAM program or the STEAM exchange, we want to be part of the solution to the problems in our community. Okay. So when something doesn't make sense and you are asking yourself those questions, then try and find the answers. I am one person that I don't like to complain a lot. It's like if you hear me complain about something, then I'm ready to work on it. Okay. If I don't have a solution, if I'm not part of the solution, then there's no need to complain. Complaining will not bring nothing. It would just, it's like you can complain and you find yourself 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, and you are still complaining and there is no solution, nothing. You have not done nothing about it. But I will tell you that when you find out there's a problem, ask yourself, okay, I see this problem. What can I do or what can be done to solve the problem? The many millionaires and billionaires and rich people and famous people, when you ask them, how did you get started? They will tell you, I saw a problem and I wanted to help solve the problem. Okay, let's continue. Skills you should cultivate. How do you become a critical thinker? Skills that you are supposed to cultivate or have, okay? Become an active listener. Listen, pay attention. Become an active listener. Chase answers. Actively seek out solutions. Go to the answer. Don't wait for the answer to come to you. If you're gonna sit there and say, I'm gonna wait for the answer to come to me, you will be sitting here and we all gonna get old and no answer is coming. Okay. So when you are looking for, when you have a question, go and seek out the truth for yourself. Okay. Try different ways, different research. Nowadays, we are lucky. The internet has so many information out there. So you cannot say the library have so many information, books have so many information. So don't just sit there and say, I'm gonna wait for the answer. The answer will never come. Okay. And it's like become open-minded. There is no something like one size fit all. No. There are situations that it's like different perspective, different dynamics. How life is in your community or in your country is different from how life is for somebody else. So become open-minded, be acceptable, and it is possible that there are multiple correct, and ask yourself that I know that I have come out with this answer. But are there other ways? Is it possible? Are there other ways? For example, what is that? What am I even trying to say? It's like let's say you are in point A and you want to go to point B, and then you ask somebody, okay, I'm in point A, but I want to go to point B. How can I make it there? And then the person will tell you that, oh, you have to take the bike. Is the bike the only way you can use to go to the place that you want to go? What about a car? What about a skater? What about the train? Does it make sense? So there are sometimes that there are going to be multiple answers. Even though yours is might be correct, there might be other correct answers out there. Okay. So try and approach problems from different perspectives. Separate emotions from facts. Thinking and feelings are not the same. Separate your emotions. Sometimes when it comes to our political parties, it's like, oh my God, I am this, I'm affiliated to this party. So it's like whatever you say or whatever they do, they are always right. No, separate those emotions, okay? Be critical of whatever is going on. Ask yourself questions, trying to find answers to those questions, okay? Don't allow your emotions, oh, that is my mom, that is my dad, that's my sister, oh, so they are always right. No, okay? Allow yourself to take away your feelings, okay? Take away those things and seek out the truth, okay? And also avoid logical fallacies. And one is that don't generalize things. Don't generalize, and we will talk more about it. It's like 2 plus 5 is equal to 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. That is not correct. I will talk more about that. But avoid those things. Avoid the generalization, and because you heard somebody saying it, that means it must be right. Okay, avoid those things. We will talk more about these things in detail. So let's continue. Become an active listener. I'm breaking it down. Attend classes regularly. Okay, when take advantage of extra credits, of like when things are going on around you in your community, there's a volunteer opportunities. Like try to connect, try to engage, it's like even when we come on when you come for the steam exchange class and we are asking questions, don't be quiet. There is never, it's like speak up, pay attention, talk with us. Talk with us, okay? Share your information, whatever that is in your mind, share it. Like I remember I told you there are sometimes that there are multiple ways to answer a question. The fact that um what is somebody is correct doesn't mean that you are wrong. And the fact that you are right doesn't mean somebody is wrong. Okay. So when we come to class, come on time. Don't come late. Don't come like people that are punctual, people that are what you might call, they are rewarded for those things because they are there. Their mind is alert. Their mind is ready. So become an active learner. Always trying to find different information. Read. Always find books and read. Find. You will never know what those things will lead to and how those knowledge will empower you in the future. So never stop reading. Never stop learning. Okay, take notes, outline information, review your notes, and try to put them in your own words as you are reading. Ask yourself, okay, how can you summarize? Okay, summarize the things that you are reading. Take new information you have gathered and try it out. Experiment with it. Why? Ask yourself, why is it relevant? What does it mean? What is the process of knowing the information? Okay, so I know this information, now what? Okay, keep, like, never stop questioning, never stop being curious. In this class we want you to be what? Curious. We want you to always be looking, be inquisitive. You hear concern, whatever it is, like try to find different ways to bring solution, to find different ways to answer stuff. Okay, so now let's go to next slide. Things to keep in mind. Okay, your perspective is yours. Others have different perspective. It is possible that you are wrong and that others are right. Get comfortable with being wrong. Learn from it. Consider many different viewpoints. Accept a new explanation if it is explained if it explains the evidence better and has fewer contradictions. Keep these things in mind. that your perspective, whatever you think it is, somebody else also have their own perspective. Whatever you think is the answer, why you got to that answer, somebody to have their own answer, and they will tell you how they also got to that answer. And when you have done your research and you have come up with your own answer and stuff, and then you find out that you were wrong, let me tell you this: it's okay to be wrong at something. But even when you find out that you are wrong, okay, ask yourself, how did I make this mistake? How did I even get here that I am wrong? And then learn from that. The guy that created a light bulb, they said what he failed, what, 99 times or so? Like, the number of times that he failed at invention, and yes, so he never what gave up. He was thinking critically, on, okay, what did I do here that I messed up? What did I do here that was great? And then he fixed some things, he adjusted some things, and he tried again. Okay. So when you are wrong, it's okay. But learn from that mistakes, okay? And consider many different viewpoints. Think before you act. Separate your feelings from the facts. There are some times that it's like, oh my God, this is my team. I am Chelsea fan. I am this fan. I am Redskins, whatever fan. You are all kind of whatever fan. It's all good, okay? But guess what? The fact that this is your team, or this is your church, or this is your political party, does not mean that whatever that they are telling you is the truth or is the right thing, okay? So separate your emotions and your affiliations and stuff when you are thinking or trying to find solution or an answer to a problem. I hope it makes sense, okay? Now let's go to the next slide. Avoid logical fallacies. What is logical fallacy? A logical fallacy is a misunderstanding derived from faulty reasoning. Avoid contradiction between answers. If your best answer is logical answer, does it make sense? And some of the examples of logical fallacy: hasty generalization. Cutting people with a knife is a crime. Pause. Cutting people. This is see how people generalize that. Like, you just say something, it's like, oh, and they will argue with you to thy kingdom come. That when you catch people with a knife, that is a crime. That is a taboo. That is bad. This it. But do you know that they are people that they need somebody to cut them with a knife to save their life? Do you know that? Do you know that in the surgery room, in the operation room, people are using knife to heal people? So when you generalize that statement that cutting people with a knife, it's bad, it's a crime, you have not said anything, okay? That is that logical fallacy. Like, here is a hearsay stuff, non-fact, non-fact. Does it make sense? And it says that surgeons, yeah, I was like, surgeons cut people with knives. Therefore, surgeons are criminal. No, no, doesn't make sense. Don't generalize things. Remember the guy that his friend was like, cats are better than dogs. Okay, that is a logical fallacy. There's no way, because people who are even making that statement, they only own cats. They don't even have dogs. Okay, so these are some of the examples. Now let's go to the next slide. You must be willing to say, I don't know. When somebody asks you a question or something comes up, don't generalize, don't force to give an answer. You can tell the person what you know for now. And you can say, you know what? Thank you for the question, or I got the question. I need to research on this question. I need to research on this problem. I need to seek information about this before I can stand with you, before I can agree with you, before I can answer that. It's okay to say, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's okay to say that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I need more time. It's okay to say that. Like, somebody will come and say, oh, I need your help with something, this, and you are not even thinking about what they are saying they need your help with. But because they are your friend or whatever, you are just jumping on. So it's okay to say you don't know the answer, okay? And then be willing to do something about it. Even when you don't know, what makes a good person a good critical thinker or a good influencer, somebody that breaks history, is that even when they don't know, they want to find the answer. Does it make sense? So always try to seek answers to the problem. Now let's go to the next slide. What is not a critical thinking? What is not critical thinking? A critical thinking is not driven by answers. It is driven by the questions that you ask. If somebody come and tell you something, that doesn't mean that that's it. Try to break the answer, whatever the person is telling you, and then pick up the keywords, dissect it, decode it, ask questions about the answer the person is giving you, and then you can now come out with the real meaning, the real reason why the person is telling you what they are telling you. Okay. So another example here. Constantly ask question. That's the thing about life. Okay. Don't just accept anything that comes. Ask questions. For example, suppose you just read an article that says that Chinese population in Ghana is increasing. So you just imagine in the news, in the media, oh, too many Chinese people are here. Oh, China people have taken over Ghana. Oh, China. Oh, China. You are hearing China, Chinese, China, Chinaman. You are hearing all this stuff. And you ask yourself, why is the population increasing? Ask yourself that question. Is there an abundance of business opportunities in Ghana? Okay. Then you ask yourself, what effect is this increase having on the Ghana population or economy? Are they helping the Ghana economy? Are they helping? What is it? What is that? Why are the people talking about this? Okay. And then you ask yourself, who is affected by the increase in the population of Chinese people? Who is affected by that? Are the graduates affected or local businesses? This is some of the things that you ask yourself. And then when did this increase began occurring? How long will the increase continue? At what rate, are the Chinese people increasing in Ghana? So, you know what? You ask yourself that question. And it's like, where is the population increasing? Because you might have read in the news or heard in the news that there are so many Chinese people, but maybe even in your community, you haven't seen anybody. Okay. So then you ask yourself, okay, I hear you saying that there are so many Chinese people here, but I'm in Ghana and I have barely seen Chinese people. So where are these people at? Then you go and find now, research and seek answer. That okay, are they in the northern part? Are they in the eastern, the Ashanti? Where are they located? Okay. And then yourself, how can we stabilize the Chinese? Like how can we stabilize or bring some kind of normalcy? Are they the only group of people in Ghana? So this article is zoning in or zooming in on the Chinese people. Are they the only group of foreigners in Ghana? Ask yourself that. Why is it that they are fixated on the Chinese people? Then you ask yourself those questions. This is how you become a critical thinker. Not just you hear, oh my God, there's too many Chinese people in Ghana. Then you get angry and you start talking and this and that. But you stop and you ask, why are they even here? What is their plan? What are some of their events or activities or program? What is their mission? Why are they there? You ask yourself these stuff. That is how you become a critical thinker. That when you hear something, you begin to what? Analyze them. Okay. So now I have a question for you. What would happen if it never rained? What will happen? So pause, go to your slide, pause here, pause the video, go to your actual Google slide, okay? And then what do? Click over here and fill it up. So I will wait, pause the video, go and come back. Okay. I'm sure you are back. So now, problem solving system. How do you solve problems? How do we solve problems? So problem solving system, part one, reorganize. Sorry. Reorganize, list the topic, list the issues, the main point, paraphrase, summarize. When you are dealing with some situations, sometimes you need to really move things around, move things around, reorganize stuff. And as we keep going, I will one of these days we will teach you how to analyze, data, how to analyze information. We will talk about all those things. So when it's like the STEAM program, there will be we'll be doing activities, and it's not like we will give you the questions and then tell you you need this, you need that, you need this. Now go and create that. You have to now think about how the ingredients or the equipment or whatever it is, the parts, the things that we have given you, they're supposed to connect. Sometimes you need to reorganize stuff to make things what make sense. Understand, put concept into your own words. Try to if the words are confusing, find the dictionary and break it down. What does that word even mean? Just what does this word even mean? Find the meaning of some big words that doesn't make that you don't understand, and try to find how you can relate to those words, relate to the information that you have. Okay, so always try to understand exactly what the problem is. If you don't know what the problem is, how can you solve the problem? Does it make sense? Okay, and then hyper sorry, I always mess up this word. I hate to say this. Hypothesize. Okay. So I hope I said it right. And he said, I make an interpretation of the information based on your understanding of it. This interpretation would then be analyzed logically. Try to what? Think and break the thing down, interpret them. Sometimes change, if you are reading something, it's like, okay, wait, what this person is saying, they might be saying it based on where they are. If somebody is in America and they are saying something, they are saying it based on what their environment, and they don't know what you are dealing with. So now try to what? Put a interpreted to help you in your own environment, in your own situation, your own condition. How can you translate this thing to for it to I guess make sense in my everyday life? Okay, now next thing, problem solving, part two, analyze, recombine, and check. Analyze the information, recombine information using new understanding of the material. Put the parts that you analyze it back together. Think of a puzzle. Can you put the pieces back together? How does the pieces what fit? So always as you are analyzing stuff, you will sometimes it's like a puzzle, sometimes you can break things apart, put them back again, okay? And then check your hypothesis, okay? See if your new understanding agrees with your hypothesis. So always check whatever your answers are. Check whatever you are doing to make sure that the goal that you are trying to achieve is where you have landed or reached. Okay, great. Now, critical thinking keywords. Sometimes you read a question, okay, and you are trying to figure out what are they even trying to tell me to do. Sometimes say like discuss, explain, compare, and contract. These are some of the key words that sometimes when, especially in the exam room and stuff, you will find them at, okay? And then it's like, okay, these when You see these keywords, they are asking you to really think outside the box. Think, and it's like an example: discuss, evaluate, describe, define, illustrate, summarize, prove, identify, interpretate. Oh, does it make sense? So it's like, ideally you should always be thinking critically. However, the following words will identify when critical thinking is required. These type of words require comprehension and understanding, not simple memorization. Memorizing stuff and putting it down is great, but sometimes you have to go a little further. Okay. So now I have a question for you. It says that on my way to the park, I passed a firefighter, a police officer, a teacher, my sister, my uncle. How many people were going to the park? I will pause here, or you pause here, pause the video, go and answer. Click here, click here to type, okay? To type your answer. Okay, now when you come back, let's continue. Pause it. Okay, so now over here, my final tip for you as we wrap up critical thinking. Use the techniques found in this presentation to develop your own strategies for critical thinking. Okay? Tailor the concepts to fit your needs. There is no one size fit all approach. Every technique may not work for each of your courses. So don't be like, oh, this is how it's done, so I'm gonna stick with it. No, always remember the guy with the high jump. He did not say that everybody has been doing it this way, so I'm gonna stick with that. No, he said, it's not working for me, so I have to find my own way for it to work for me. So tailor the concept to fit your need. Create the this size fits you approach to develop your critical thinking. Find your own size. Don't use the one size fit all. Find your own. Find your own. Find your own. Don't just accept things because somebody is saying it. Think about why the person is saying it. What are they gaining out of that? And lastly, how you apply the concept to your coursework is your decision. How you choose to solve the problem is on you. I don't know how to say this. The greatness or the development of your community, of your nation, it's all going to be based on the decisions that what you make. Does it make sense? If you choose not to do anything, it stays there. If you choose to do something, then progress what come. Okay. Good job for staying with me. Okay. So now that we are done with this one, with the course, when you finish everything with your own slide, don't forget you finish everything. Okay. Then you come here and then you click turn in. Okay. And then you turn in. Okay. After you've answered the questions that are inside the slideshow, when you finish, everything will save by itself. It's already saved. As you are working on it, it's already saving. So don't worry about saving it. When you finish, then you click turn in. And then when you are done, if you have any comment for me, click here and give me the comment. Okay. If you have a class comment, you can post your class comment over here. And then when you are done, go back here, go to classes, click on this classwork. When you finish this, okay, then oh, what did I do? Okay, classwork. Okay. Well, now you submit this for me, okay? When you finish submitting it, come here, favorite sports or games. Click on this link right here, okay? And then favorite sport or remember there is a place I asked you a question. Tell me what your favorite sport or game. So I say when you say click on the link to record a video. So tell me your name, your age, your favorite sports or game, and why you love this. Okay. When you finish, you click. When you are ready, make sure your camera is on. Okay. And then you will record. And when you finish recording, don't forget to click submit. Okay. When you click submit, I will receive it, and then you will come back here to view assignment, and then you can what? You can now mark as what? Done. Okay. And I have a bonus work for you. That is if you have time. Click over here, get into the games. Click on the link, it will bring you here. Click on launch, and then click start. And then when it's
Getting to the
finished,
Game by Ray Lankford.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop. But when you just always make sure you click that.
If you sleep too late on the day of your championship hockey game, try to stay calm.
So see how this thing highlights over here? Throughout the interaction, you see the highlight and stuff. When you click on it, see? Okay, so it's more interactive, but I want you to just play with it. It's just a bonus, a way of thinking critically and stuff, finding different ways to a solution and stuff. So when you finish over here like this, then you click on the arrow. It will
there are
take
plenty
you.
of different types of
It will
transportation
take you
that
over
can get
there.
you to the hockey game on time. You could take a bus.
Okay. So see how the key over here, transportation, you can now learn how to spell. I know you guys are already smart and you know how to spell, but it's also there. And when you click on that, you see, so that is for you guys to just play with it. We will talk more about it. If you have any comments on that, share with me. I will love it. And then when you are done, come back here and then click what? Submit. So that is it for our critical thinking. Anything that doesn't make sense, please send me, leave a comment or whatever. And then, well, let me see. Can you send me an email? Let me see. Oh, yes. So when you click on this, email me. Okay. You see my email over here? You can send me an email if something does not work out for you. Okay. I wish you guys the best. We will meet by God's grace on Saturday. Okay. Take care.